I am Temitokbe Olajuwola. Osun government demonstrates humanity in Ramadan. Lautech bans students from bringing cars to campus. OSBC Business News X-rays effects of IMF's tax increase on small and medium-scale businesses. Fire damages or your broadcasting station studio equipment. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has reiterated his commitment towards ensuring the overall well-being of the people. Governor Adeleke gave the assurance at the grand finale of Al-Buran TV Ramadan program held at Osun State Broadcasting Corporation premises in Ileawiye Okebale Osogbo. Nafisat Oyedele has the details of the story.
As part of the fulfillment of his campaign promises, the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has continued to put smile on the faces of the people of the state. This was displayed at the Osun State Government Ramadan Program 1444 AH, which also marks the grand finale of Al-Burhan TV Ramadan Program 2023 that held at Osun State Broadcasting Corporation premises, Ileawiye Okebale Osogbo. The governor, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Teslim Igbalaye, described the gesture of the government as a way to show love and make people enjoy the dividends of democracy as part of the preachings of the holy month of Ramadan. He added that the present administration will always bring governors to the grassroots in order to alienate poverty and hardship among the people of the state. Senator Adeleke also promised to continue to help the citizens irrespective of their age, sex, political affiliation and religion, emphasizing that its aim is to make the state a safe haven for everyone.
The purpose of Ramadan is to preach love within ourselves, our neighbors, brothers and sisters, not only Muslim brothers and sisters, but our neighbors.
In his remarks, the Director General of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Alhaji Abdurrashid Folaranmi, who was represented by the Director of Corporate Affairs, Mr. Olushola Bolaji, appreciated the government for its kind gestures towards ensuring the good living of the citizens. Also speaking at the occasion, the chairman of the committee of the program, who doubles as the deputy chief imam of Osun State, Alhaji Maruf Ishola, urged citizens to continue to pray for the success of the present administration, describing Senator Ademola Adeleke as God sent to the people of the state. The program climaxed with distribution of prizes, including bags of rice, refrigerator, television, cash, among other goodies. Some of the beneficiaries of the program include Anima Shaun Yunus, Mahmoud Aminat, among others. In their separate remarks, they appreciated and prayed for Governor Ademola Adeleke for his kind gestures.
The Osun State Governor, Senator Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke. I say a very big thank you to him.
Nafisat Oyedele reporting for OSBC News.
The management of Ladoke Akintola University Ogbomoso in Oyo State today banned students from driving or bringing cars to the campus. The institution also banned tinted vehicles being used by staff members and students, while learning permits must be placed on the vehicles of beginner drivers. A memo issued by the registrar of the institution, Kayode Ogunleye, a copy of which was obtained by newsmen in Ibadan, indicates that the decision was reached at a management meeting held today. The registrar also said unauthorized vehicles parked at various locations in the university should be taken out with immediate effect. This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Voice of the West, Nigeria. Now, a mid-news message. Democracy can only be meaningful and impactful when the people are direct beneficiaries of government programs and policies. Promote good governance at all levels. Business News Today focuses on organized private sector's OPS rejecting of IMF's tax increase call and its effect on small and medium-scale businesses. Sophia Billy is our guide.
The Organized Private Sector, OPS, has rejected a recent call by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, on the federal government to increase taxes in order to reduce borrowing. According to OPS, a toxic prescription which is accepted by the government will spell disaster for the country. They warn that such advice will kill struggling businesses across the country and worsen the level of poverty faced by Nigerians. Recall, IMF in the just concluded IMF and World Bank Spring meeting in Washington advised Nigerians to increase taxes and reduce the country debt burden. It also stressed the need for Nigerians to remove petrol subsidy and redirect such funding to targeted subsidies on critical development drivers such as health and education. OPS also reiterated that the 800 million loan will serve as palliatives ahead of the planned removal of the subsidy was not necessary, but wants government to give attention to fixing the nation refineries with a view of making them operational before the removal of petrol subsidy. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the Nigerian has secured a World Bank facility worth 800 million as the first tranche of palliatives to be disbursed through cash transfer to about 50 million Nigerians who belong to the most vulnerable category in the society to cushion effect of a planned removal of petrol subsidy by June. OSBC business reporters sought opinion from a financial expert, Mr. Olumuyiwa, who said whenever there is an increase in tax, it is the customer that feels its impact as there is already an inflation in the country.
Whenever there is an increase in tax, it is the consumer, it is the final consumer that will bear it. It is the final consumer that will really feel it. Presently in Nigeria, there is inflation already in Nigeria. There is what we call hyperinflation already in Nigeria. There is a persistent increase in the prices of goods and services. So if there is an increase in the corporate tax, either corporate tax or indirect tax or VAT or withholding tax, it is the final consumer that will bear it. That will automatically lead to an increase in the prices of goods and services in the country. And also presently there is multiple taxation already in Nigeria. In those of us that are in the corporate world, you have to pay different kinds of taxes. You pay corporate tax, you pay this, you pay that, you pay VAT, you pay withholding tax, you pay tenement rate, and so on and so on. You pay water rates, you pay fire. So there is already multiple taxation in Nigeria. So an increase in tax will automatically lead to an increase in the price of goods and services in Nigeria, which will lead to a runaway inflation, because presently the country is already experiencing what we call hyperinflation.
The removal of fuel subsidy has remained a major issue with successive administration in marking huge sum of it yearly. Sophia Billy reporting for OSBC Business News.
Delta State Police Command has announced the dismissal of Inspector Ubi Erbi, who allegedly shot dead one Onyeka Ibe at a checkpoint early this month. It was gathered that Inspector Erbi, attached to the area command patrol team, while on a stop and search duty along Ubolu Ila Road, allegedly pulled trigger on Ibe and killed him instantly. A statement by police spokesman DSP Bright Edafe indicates that the inspector was found culpable after an orderly room trial in the state headquarters. Consequently, he was today arraigned before an Asaba Magistrates Court for murder trial. The court ordered that the suspect be remanded at the Ogwashi Uku Correctional Center and that the case file be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions for legal advice and prosecution of the suspects. Gunmen have kidnapped Daniel Ogoshi, the driver of the Nasarawa State Deputy Governor, Dr. Emmanuel Akabi. It was gathered that the driver was abducted from the residence of his friend around 9:30 p.m. at Ombi2 College of Agric, Kwandere Road, Lafia, on Tuesday. His phone and car were left behind. A family friend of the victim who confirmed the incident to newsmen said it was unfortunate, noting that he received a call around 9 p.m. that his brother had been taken away by the kidnappers. The Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State is currently being gutted by fire. The fire, which was said to have started from the studio area, might have done a lot of damage to equipment in the studio. An informed station source said the State Fire Service had been invited and that efforts were ongoing to control the situation. The Nigeria Football Federation says low-hearted players would be axed from the national teams. Adeyemi Aboderi has more on sports updates.
Tunisia has been picked as host for the qualifier of the weightlifting event for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, and Team Nigeria is among participants. Since the 2012 Olympic Games in London, Team Nigeria in weightlifting is yet to take part in the Olympics. Maria Usman won a bronze medal for Nigeria in London 2012. The recent performance of Nigerian lifters at African, Commonwealth and World Championship Games gave the team the hope of picking one of the tickets allocated to the continent. Tunisia and Egypt remained a big threat to Nigeria's qualification as the qualifier is fixed for between May 11th and 30th. Meanwhile, Japan-based Nigerian boxer Ridwan Oyekola has become #1 in the latest ranking in the featherweight category. The Ibadan Oyo State boxer, who made this known on his social media handle, shot into limelight when he won the World Boxing Federation International Super Featherweight Championship held in Ibadan on December 27, 2020. Ridwan relocated to Japan last year and has continued to dominate headlines in the Japanese boxing circle, where he had been undefeated in all fights in Asia at the moment. In the meantime, the Nigerian Football Federation has vowed to sanction football agents and players whose attitude may lead to deteriorating performance of the national teams. This is contained in a communique released after the Federation's executive members meeting in Abuja, following ouster of Nigeria under-23 national team from CAF under-23 African Cup of Nations and 2024 Olympic Games, as well as Super Eagles' home loss to Guinea-Bissau in the 2023 African Nations Cup qualifier. Federation has read a riot hat to some agents and footballers who, through their actions, contributed to the dwindling performance of the national teams. With a few days to the first leg quarter-final of the CAF Confederation Cup game against Young African of Tanzania, the Commissioner of Sport in Rivers State, Chris Green, has confirmed that the inspection team of the African Football Governing Body, CAF, are being expected for a re-inspection of Adoke Amasimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt. Rivers United are eager to return home after playing their group stage matches at the adopted Goswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abode.
To end the news across the country, here are the major points. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has reiterated his commitment towards ensuring the overall well-being of the people. Governor Adeleke gave the assurance at the grand finale of Abduran TV Ramadan program held at Osun State Broadcasting Corporation premises, Leawiye Okebale Oshobo. The management of Ladoke Akintola University Ogbomoso in Oyo State today banned students from driving or bringing cars to the campus. OSBC Business News x-rayed effects of IMF's tax increase call on small and medium-scale businesses. The Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State is said to be gutted by fire. The fire, which was said to have started from the studio area, might have done a lot of damage to equipment in the studio. And that was the news across the country, edited by Timitokwe Olajuwola. For more about us, visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening.
You are live. On Osun Radio. Osun Radio.
Community radio at its best.
104.5 FM.
It's entertaining. It's educating. Really informative. Quantitative news as it breaks. It's OSBC Radio 2, 104.5 FM. Women up on the south of the Sahara. Voice of the West.
Favor from every Baba Jewo agbára rẹ̀ o, Lakunwale. Baba Jewo agbára rẹ̀ o, Lakunwale. Now we no pure like a golden sun, but you don't care, I'm in favor. Ever since come was up, people they wait for another flavor. And if you wait, I wanna go. Anything you say, I will obey. Emi la glorious, ba ṣe fẹ́ o.